Before, there was nothing at all, and all of a sudden, there was oil. We became very emotional. We continued to pray. In a way, I thought it was a trick. I was dubious. I was thinking that maybe someone put oil in the back of the icon. There was a case earlier of Our Lady that everyone thought was crying. Instead, it was one of the sacristans who collect contributions was pouring water on Our Lady's statue.
Ci mettono l'olio di dietro, cosa fanno? Rimanevamo sempre con
on my birthday, around 3 or 4 years ago, Myrna came to town. The Mother Superior brought her to church. I knew Myrna liked chocolate, so I brought chocolate along with a picture of the icon of Our Lady of Soufanieh that Myrna had given me earlier. The picture of the icon had been wet with oil, but now it was completely dry. I asked her to pray to Our Lady to give me a gift since it was my birthday. While she was praying, she took my copy of the icon and put it between her hands, and all of a sudden, the picture was full of oil. When Myrna noticed that I saw her hands full of oil, she gave the icon back. Myrna then hugged me and ran away like a little bird. I started to cry from emotion and continued to pray. Everyone in town wanted a little bit of the holy oil. Another time, Myrna came to town to visit some sick people. By that time, my picture of the icon was already dry of its oil. And there were many different people there, Muslims and Christians. There were also nuns and other people there who did not believe. Myrna concentrated and prayed. Suddenly, oil came out again, and with her hands full of oil and dripping to the floor, she hugged some of the people and again ran away like a little bird. The Muslim lady cried out, saying it was a miracle. We do not understand how her body can give oil. It is a miracle. One day, a nun wanted to show me a picture of St. Teresa. While I was walking, I fell and fractured my hip. I was in such pain that I fainted. They decided to take me to my hometown. They were carefully carrying me into the train. I could not move. While I laid on the seat, looking at the sunset through the window, I prayed to Our Lady and thought about Myrna, and I felt better. I began to pray to Our Lady of the Oil, the Blessed Mother, so she could help me, and it did not hurt anymore. I felt completely cured. I turned to Mother Superior and to the sister who was accompanying her and said to them, if, when I go back home and the doctors say I don't have anything wrong, do you think it will have been a miracle of the Blessed Mother of Soufanieh? They answered, "Why not?" I said, "Do you really believe?" I wanted Mother Superior and all the nuns to really believe. The next day, I had x-rays taken and nothing showed up. I had x-rays taken by doctors who are not orthopedic surgeons, and they said there was a small fracture. Plus, I had a lot of osteoporosis, and I had to be careful not to walk, or something worse might happen. My orthopedic doctor continued to say I had nothing wrong. He gave me no pills. I suffered a lot. One day, I got into an argument with the doctor, and I told him that I didn't feel well, and he said that I had nothing wrong. 2 months went by, and I had another x-ray. The doctor said that he would take another x-ray after 15 days, since I was not sure. Then he would be able to evaluate whether I had a fracture or not. Although I had seen a doctor, I was still in pain. My doctor told me to take the x-ray with me on my trip to the city of Aleppo, where I could consult a different doctor for further diagnosis. But the doctor in Aleppo insisted on taking an additional x-ray, since the one I brought with me was blurry. He told me, after examining the second x-ray, "Sister, you have a fracture, but you should appreciate God's blessing, for you will only need a crutch for a month." Something peculiar occurred to me within the past 2 months. I have met at my home a nun, and was able to recall why I was furious with my doctor, who I accused of being ignorant, especially when I insisted that he state that I don't have any fracture, though he demanded that I stay in bed for 2 months. After a period of 2 months, I reconsulted with my doctor, who told me that my injuries had healed. I told him that I didn't use a crutch at all for the period I was supposed to use one. I asked Virgin Mary for her care and help, and she was my crutch at all times.
Is there still any oil on the picture of Our Lady of Soufanieh, which you have?
No, it is completely dry. It is in my room. Before, it was even enough to fill handkerchiefs with oil.